Hey guys, how's it going? It's John. Haven't made a video in a really long time. So, I over the past few months I've gotten some better stuff. I've definitely I've started to buy a lot more CDs and a lot more vinyl records, and a lot of the stuff actually I found from the thrift store. If any of you guys that go thrift shopping from time to time will know that you can find some really nice stuff for 99 cents and even lower. Sometimes they have records that are even 50 cents, so it's always a good deal. So I'm just gonna get right into it. A lot of stuff right here, so I'm gonna try to go through as much as possible. So one of the very first hip hop albums I've got at the beginning of the year was this one right here. Sadistic, Flowers for My Father. Fantastic album. I think everyone that's listened to this album so far says that it's very well done. Sadistic is a very poetic, very deep lyrics. He says right there for Dad. I came across Sadistic because I know he's a very close affiliate with Idea and Face Candy. So there you go. One of my favorite tracks on here is Kill the King featuring Deacon the Villain from Cunning Linguist. Sorry, I went blank there for a second. Dope album though. Highly recommended. Let's see, right here. Next one I got was this one right here. Tribe Called Quest. Low End Theory. Everyone knows this album though. I mean, it's a hip hop classic. It always will be. People will always talk about this album. Very jazz influenced, just original, groundbreaking stuff right here. Gotta love that artwork. So I definitely recommend picking this one up. Also, I honestly didn't know too much about this album, and I just kind of broke down and bought it, and it's very good. Very, very good, actually. I've listened to this album on a regular basis, actually, now. It really grows on you, that's for sure. And Q-Tip is a fantastic lyricist, as we all know. There we go. Next one right here. The Roots. Things Fall Apart. Huge fan of The Roots, if you don't know. I think Black Thought is probably one of the best MCs of all time. He's in my top 10. Definitely. That's hilarious. I love the artwork. It's very, very dark. It's got a very dark atmosphere to it. So, if you're in The Roots, you know what to expect. You got, it's very organic jazz, along with, beats and rhymes. So, good stuff right here. Here is my first Jedi Mind Tricks album. Jesus, longest title also. Psychosocial, chemical, biological, and electromagnetic manipulation of human consciousness. Jesus, that's a mouthful. I've listened to Vinnie Paz in the past. It's just so weird listening to him on this album because it's just amazing how much he's actually changed his style over the years. But I actually prefer him rhyming on this album, than his newer work, because I think he comes off. I like the way he comes off on this album, and on here I believe he's known as Icon the Verbal Hologram, if I'm correct. And then obviously you have Stoop, the Enemy of Mankind, one of the dopest producers in hip hop, and we all know he left Jedi Mind Tricks, which is an absolute shame. And then they brought back Just Allah, so I kind of think Jedi Mind Tricks is kind of losing it right now. But you never know. Maybe they'll come out with a good album. And right now I'm in the process of getting Vinyl by Design. It's actually cheaper on vinyl than CD, which is kind of unusual. But Yeah. Another one, obviously, Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. My first Jay-Z album, also. Good stuff. But I just say, I don't know if it's, this camera's not focusing. But, obviously you got some great stuff on here. Brooklyn's Finest with Notorious B.I.G. Dead Presidents is a fantastic track. My favorite track on here actually is 22 Twos. Great album. First album on Rockefeller Records. You know, we all know Jay-Z's the founder of Rockefeller, but Jesus, it's just amazing how much his style has changed over the years. I actually do like Jay-Z now. I mean, the guy gets a lot of hate because he's very braggadocious, but I mean, he has the right to be. He's one of the most, wealthy men in all of hip hop, along with Puff Daddy and Dr. Dre. So I definitely recommend this album, though. Even if you're not a Jay-Z fan, I recommend you give this a listen. Good stuff on here. Oh yeah, and I might put this video into 2 parts, just to let you guys know, because it might be kind of lengthy. Next right here, let's see, College Dropout by Kanye West. My first Kanye West album as well. I mean, despite all the stupid stuff that Kanye does out of hip-hop, he is a very good hip-hop artist and a great producer, legendary producer, if you ask me. It's remastered though, which kind of pisses me off. But what are you gonna do? It was a 1-cent CD I got off of Amazon, but then obviously they charge you for $4 shipping, so really it's a $4 CD. But for still, $4 is pretty reasonable for an album, especially if one like this, Hold on one second. All right, thrift store find right here. Green Day, Dookie. I mean, we all like this. I think everyone's listened to this album. It's a great album. Even if you don't like Green Day, it's kind of a breakthrough album for them. I don't know. It's hilarious, in my opinion. But it's done right. And if you like, punk rock, well, I consider Green Day more like pop punk. If they're not full on punk. I think if one thing of punk rock, I think of the Dead Kennedys and the Misfits, the Addicts, Rancid, all that stuff. But yeah, pick it up. It was $2, so not complaining. And let's see. Yeah, my final CD that I bought is this one right here, Opeth, Still Life. Beautiful presentation. 2 discs. I've not listened to disc 2 yet, but it's a DVD, so I'm assuming it's just them live. And then you got a little book inside of here, of all their lyrics, right here. Camera will not focus, but it's got here lyrics for Benighted, which is a 3rd track off the album. But this album is brutal, but it's absolutely gorgeous at the same time. That's Jesus right there. Jesus Christ. I really want to know who does the cover art for Opeth, because geez, it's marvelous every time, and it's like a book. It really is like a book. I mean, look at that. Look at the spine on that thing. It was like $8 or something. I got it off of Amazon, so good price in my opinion. Great album. Also, I'm gonna get this on vinyl. It needs to be on vinyl in order to be fully appreciated. But there you go. Next we get into my vinyl. Possibly the best album I've listened to in the longest time. It's this one right here. Steven Wilson, Grace for Drowning. Beautiful album. I can't even put this into words. It's very cerebral sounding. Steven Wilson, if you don't know, is the head man for the band Porcupine Tree. And Oh, the guy is just absolutely brilliant. Here. 1 sec. Double LP. Quality LP. So if you have never heard of Steven Wilson, shame on you and buy this album. It is gorgeous, 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 gorgeous stuff. Oh man, just absolutely insane. All right, right here we're getting in some thrift store finds, but right here, Billy Joel, The Stranger, $1, marvelous condition. Really good stuff. I mean, I think everyone's heard this album. You know, you see what's some of the songs on here. The Stranger, Just the Way You Are, Scenes of an Italian Restaurant. For you guys that don't know, I played the piano, and that was like one of the very first songs I learned how to play on the piano was Scenes of it from an Italian Restaurant. It's difficult, but I got it down. Alright, another thrift store find right here. Don McLean, American Pie. Not much to say about this album. Everyone's heard it. But, you know, it's $1. Really nice condition. The record itself is in pretty good condition as well. Whoever owned this album really took really good care of it. Let's see. Another thrift store find, Kansas, Leftoverture. Awesome album. I was thrilled to death to find this on vinyl. It's a cheap record. It's like $5. You can buy it online for $5, but I got it for $1. So that artwork, insane. Oh, let's see what else do we got here. Oh, getting to a little bit of jazz right here. Time Further Out by Dave Brubeck. Jesus, if you don't like jazz, I mean, I'm not a big jazz head, but this album is no exception. This album is fantastic from front to back. Not much to say about it. You gotta listen to it for yourself, but they have really obscure, you know, time signatures right here. I don't know, left me speechless. Oh, another jazz album. Dave Brubeck, Time Out. Fantastic album. Fantastic. This one's considered a classic, if you don't know. Alright, well, that's it for part 1. I am going to leave it off right here, so stay tuned for part 2.